In the first endgame chapter, also known as Rebirth 1 of Radiant Dawn, we enter the Tower of Guidance, which is filled with the Shadow's elite troops. The first enemy we face is Senator Lacane and the remaining forces of the Banyan Senate. Lacane holds the Blood Pact that dictated Daeon's actions for all of Part 3, but currently it is inert because inanimate statues technically cannot die. This is yet another typical Radiant Dawn endgame map with a route objective and 93 enemies, who are mostly high defense generals or high resistance bishops. Enemy quality has also significantly increased, creating a rather drastic difficulty spike. We can deploy all 17 characters that we chose to enter the tower, and many of the initial enemies are quite close to our starting positions. There's a wide open area with a line of enemy generals to the top, while there are narrow choke points to the left and the right. I start the map by immediately pressing the attack on the left side of the map so I can secure a more defensible position. To make sure I have enough room to squeeze everyone in, I nestle all of my flyers in between the statues in the lower left, giving me just barely enough space to fit all my ground units on the left platform. And once I establish this foothold, I continue pushing up to secure the rest of the area. At this point, Lacane, the boss of this map, uses his special Judge ability to cast a wide-range AoE silence effect, and while it hits most of my army, it doesn't really do that much since most of my characters are physical units. Powerful enemy reinforcements start spawning in from the top and the bottom of the map, so I immediately move to block them at choke points. For the top of the map, I kill Lacane and then have Ike occupy his defensive tile, allowing him to face tank basically all of the enemies on the upper end. Meanwhile, in the lower right, I use Aina, who is really tanky at her base stats, and she's able to block the one tile choke point bridge at the bottom of the left platform. With these two spots secured, all the reinforcements get stuck, which lets me pick them off at my leisure. I use this opportunity to train a newly promoted Micaiah by having her kill armor knights with Thani, and with a considerable amount of effort, I even managed to feed kills to a level 5 Tier 1 Leonardo. Training Leonardo on this endgame map is rather difficult because he cannot damage generals at all, and all of the bishops can counterattack and kill him in one hit, so he can only get XP by last hitting weakened bishops. But even that is surprisingly risky because even with his personal weapon, his accuracy is not very good against endgame enemies. And I even go as far to use Raisin's Bliss Scalder to maximize his biorhythm, but even then I have to gamble repeatedly on 80% hits for Leonardo to start getting levels. It takes quite a while, but eventually he gets out of the danger zone once his levels improved his accuracy enough. After clearing all the reinforcements, I moved to take out all of the remaining stationary enemies, and after a considerable amount of effort, I was able to level Leonardo around 20 times, getting him into his tier 2 promotion by the end of the map. After all of the enemies are defeated, we finally recover the Blood Pact from Lacane's corpse, and Micaiah immediately destroys it, freeing Daeon from its curse, and also concluding the Blood Pact's plotline in a rather unsatisfying way, because it was already upstaged by an even greater calamity and then was basically ignored for 6 chapters in a row.